Insurgency Sandstorm is a game that I'm super excited about, and if you were paying attention to the game and looking out for some news, you would have realised that there has been new information dropped over the past few days regarding this game. Now, I am a massive fan of the Insurgency series with what they're trying to do. I think it's really cool to have a game that's going to maybe not rival Battlefield, but definitely give me something else to play. And if you are a fan of this channel, you know that I'm going to be trying to cover more games in addition to Battlefield. We've got that World War III game coming out soon that I've covered on the channel so far with only a video, but I'm going to increase that. And then of course we've got Insurgency as well, Insurgency Sandstorm, that I'm going to cover too. Now, this video is going to focus on information that has been released by the lead game designer for Insurgency Sandstorm, Michael Saruhas. I'm just going to refer to him as Michael because I think I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. He has released a post on the New World Interactive website outlining some key information, including the release date and other things that you will probably find interesting if you are looking forward to this release. Now, I think it's going to be a game that a lot of Battlefield players will enjoy, especially if you played the first Insurgency and maybe it didn't do enough for you. The Sandstorm release will probably live up to the hype. Insurgency Sandstorm will officially launch in September 2018 on Steam for around $30. Now, there hasn't been an official release date, but it will be in September at some point. I can imagine that might get pushed back. I doubt it will, but it might do. They have run into a few problems with the console version of the game, so that has not got a date so far. But with PC, I think they're going to release that in September, probably towards the end of September, and if you pre-order, you will gain access to the beta. However, there isn't a specific release date, as I just mentioned, for the main game or the beta as far as I'm aware. Pre-ordering will be available soon. However, you know how I feel about pre-ordering games. I'd wait and watch some gameplay and see some reviews before committing. The only game I will ever pre-order is Battlefield because I cover it extensively on my channel. Even with this, I might consider it, but I'm looking forward to seeing some more information at EA Play, which is just around the corner. The game modes we'll get on release are as follows: Push, Firefight, and Capture the Base for versus, as well as Checkpoint for co-op. Operation and Outpost have previously been mentioned. Checkpoint mode is shaping up really nicely according to the devs and has some pretty sweet improvements since the previous game. Michael didn't give any key specific information past that, however we will hear more at EA Play, so if you're looking forward to this game, you definitely have to keep an eye out for it. Of course, we'll be getting more info on a load of games, including Battlefield 5. The game will receive free content update post-release, which is awesome, including new weapons, upgrades, maps, and other content. This is definitely the direction that they should be going in. People want a live service, they want free stuff coming to the game, and although people are happy to pay for DLC, they'd rather get a consistent, steady flow of new stuff coming to the game and then spend the extra money they would have spent on a premium service, for example, or a DLC service, on microtransactions for things such as skins and maybe things that you don't need for the game, but they are maybe something cosmetic that could increase your experience, improve your experience in the game. People prefer to do it that way, and we've seen that with Fortnite. The release will have approximately 40 weapons and 40 upgrades available for many of those weapons, which is damn awesome. That's a good amount, and they're of course going to add to that. And through the game, you're going to get lots of stuff added to the game as well. Fire support has been improved from the first game with jet airstrikes, explosive artillery, chemical mortars, explosive suicide drones and helicopters that will swoop in and attack with rockets, miniguns and autocannons. This is pretty cool, giving it more of a Battlefield effect. You've got a lot more going on in the game. I felt the first game was a little bit sparse in that regard. Not enough going on. I mean, you did focus, of course, on the nitty-gritty war aspect, but I'm a fan of when things get a bit more hectic and you're going to get these airstrikes and explosives. It's going to be pretty cool. When coordinated effectively by a team's commander and observer player classes, one of these fire support options can spark a pretty wicked comeback or solidify the strength of a push. Again, adding to that whole feel of being an open battlefield with a complete all-out war going on. Customization for characters has been improved too, with loads of different cosmetic items and voice options. This will be a nice addition and bring the game up closer to other AAA FPS games such as Battlefield. I know I go on about Battlefield, but that is the benchmark for this sort of game. We all know that one of the best things in Battlefield are the voice lines. They're going to be improving the Insurgency voice lines, adding a load of them in, which I think is really, really cool, because that definitely adds to the experience in-game. There are currently no plans to have Steam Marketplace support or loot crates, and the items will be a totally optional secondary aspect. That's pretty cool. Again, it's going to be cosmetic items, no pay to win. That's the way to go about it, and I think people will enjoy that aspect of the game. Here are some screenshots. Again, I think it does look good, although we haven't seen a whole lot. We will see loads at EA Play, and I will share with you some exclusive stuff around that time. I've been speaking to some of the people behind Insurgency Sandstorm, and they're happy to help me out making these videos with some gameplay. I'll get you that on the channel as soon as I can after EA Play. Again, the screenshots do a lot for me. I think it looks great, but I need to see more. Now, in perhaps the biggest piece of news, and I'm sharing this at the end for those who have hung around through this video, Insurgency Sandstorm will have Dismemberment 2. That is really cool. Haven't seen it in a game since Call of Duty World at War, possibly. I've probably seen it since then, but can't really remember. Dismemberment basically means that arms and legs can be blown off people, which it is maybe a bit gruesome for some people, but if you're playing a game that is supposed to epitomize war and supposed to really get into that war feel and ignore a lot of the more arcadey stuff that we see in Call of Duty and Battlefield, it's going to be quite nice to have that in there, and it really does separate this game from a lot of others. If they can make it work, it's probably going to be quite difficult. I know in Battlefield you have ragdolls, so that's one step away from Dismemberment, but having Dismemberment 2, I think a lot of people are going to be happy with that, and it definitely does add that 18+ aspect to the game that a lot of people are looking for. Hopefully you enjoyed this little update video on Insurgency Sandstorm. If you did, leave a like down below. Let me know if you're looking forward to playing it. I certainly am. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.